on Tesca in doubles. That's really impressive. Really, I've only seen Boots impress me in single space so far. This has been a really cool run for them.
We did have some criticisms about the Battle Boots last time we saw Jakeyy, though. It didn't find as much activation as we would have hoped. There was a lot of signature prowess, which was good. It was more so just like finding any sort of combo starters was the biggest struggle there. But if we see Jakeyy kind of play more of the follow-up game, similar to what we've seen a lot of other people play with Olgrim comps, I think we could see a lot more benefits.
I do want to find out, like, it would be, because I'm noticing a trend. There we go, finally. Okay, never mind. It's just rare to see boot side air be used with the active input to where they travel with them. And that moment Jakeyy used it, but he tends to favor using the default Sair, where he just stays in place and knocks them back. But right there goes through, positions it. Okay, now that I'm just paying attention a little bit more, right there, that was the perfect time to be able to use the regular Sair. Goes in for the alley-oop onto Blitz as well. This is a good start here for Blitz and Jakeyy.
Oh, what a good reversal. Good active input coming out from Jakeyy there. This is looking a lot better from the first time around. And I mean, you know, you've had time to kind of breathe, think about, you know, in terms of Tesca, like, okay, what do we want to accomplish here? How do we improve? And this is already looking so much better than before. These boots have been great about stuffing out Koko and Spyrox to one part of the stage, essentially turning them over, and just allows complete, just overwhelming potential from either Blitz or just Jakeyy with a follow-up in the air.
Oh, sidelight goes forward, it misses. Jakeyy approach with that sidelight, gets the sider, goes with the chase dodge down, okay, gets the Sair as well. That's what I want to see with the boots. And that's one of those situations where, like, at low damage, using side air, active input, travels forward, you're going to get more distance and travel with your opponent. You time that correctly with your chase dodge, and the distance that Boots can go off stage is incredible. And Jakeyy showing an offstage string there with Boots that's reminiscent of how Cannon played when it first came out. Makes me really a huge fan of him here in the double space. That was amazing. And they take the lead with that stuff.
It makes you wonder if surely people are going to be watching this set after this and be like, okay, yeah, no, we're going to start bringing Battle Boots out in 2v2s more.
I wish that was the case, but I think it's going to take like 6 to 8 months before people like start picking up some of the things that Jakeyy is doing here in this game. He's been doing it in a way, but I haven't really seen it for a lot of other Boots players so far. This has been really fun to watch. Spyrox does end up taking Blitz down to 1 stock, though. And now Koko is keeping Blitz off on the left side of the stage while Spyrox focuses over on Jakeyy. Jakeyy getting hit by that neutral into the end sig, and that's going to be a stock real quick. And just like that, blue team takes a deceptive lead.
Yeah, it's been really flashy so far from red team, but the fact that Spyrox has been relatively uncontested, especially against the Battle Boots, has led to not really as much having to go up against them. But keep in mind, too, Koko was kind of denied out of that second stock entirely, too. So in a world where that combo from Jakeyy didn't happen, this would be even stronger of a lead. Sider comes out, Blitz is gone. Jakeyy now, with only gauntlets, has to make this 1v2 with an extra added stock. Not so much now the extra stock anymore. Make it work out.
Yeah, Jakeyy out in the 1v2. Blitz really took a beating from Spyrox on the end. And then keep in mind, Keg, that this is a game state where Koko almost didn't play with an entire stock. Sidelight, love that nair into the ground pound there. This is a game where Koko almost didn't play with an entire stock, and Jakey's still stuck in the 1v2, right? And if Jakey's not able to pull off those crazy Boots knockouts again in the next game, this could just be a Koko and Spyrox victory all the way through. Gets the dunk, though. Gets the side air. Could get the 1v2. Dodges the weapon throw. Spyrox can't pick it back up. Sider comes through, and Jakey's letting these signatures rip, and he's working with them. They don't know how to punish it. There we go. Finally, Spyrox and Koko find some stability with that neutral and the neutral signature, and that has been what has been grounding them in these games. Whenever there's any doubt of whether or not they can win in a team combo situation, we've been seeing Spyrox close out games with that neutral sig on Spear and on Gauntlets.
And we saw a lot of other players today in 2v2s kind of go for those overzealous signatures, just look for those stock enders, but even though it didn't really find those confirmations, we're seeing Jakeyy just go for it and find so much flashiness with Tesca. I'm glad we're not going to see a swap going to this next game. But I am curious to see, though. I think we do have a swap. Yeah, Blitz was the Olgrim, now going to the Brynn.
I mean, after a certain point, Brynn,
I think this is
Olgrim, I think it's the same. I really do just feel like when you're picking both characters, you're just kind of like, well, I want Axe, and I just want some slightly different stats. And
but I think
you just switch out your lance with another long weapon that pokes people.
Yeah, I think the lance, though, drives a lot of people off the stage and really displaces someone like Spyrox or Koko, whereas now Blitz can work better with Jakeyy to kind of go for those setups rather than just displacing someone and then fishing out for that 1v2.
Yeah, what Spear provides that Lance does not is in a team combo, you can start with Endlight pretty nicely, and then downlight into recovery or downlight into Cider is a great knockout move. Neutral light hits from Blitz. Neutral light hits from Blitz again. Neutral light hits from Blitz again. Just go hit Jakeyy with it. It's fine. Just keep going.
There was a really small interaction there where we saw Blitz with the setup, but then there was just a small little nair coming out from Jakeyy from below with those battle boots, sending it directly into the Sair to help out Blitz, just send away. I think it was Spyrox. Tiny little interactions like that is why I think the Bryn works better than the Olgrim, just because you have those micro interactions. You can give me that face all you want. I think there's a lot better.
He was doing Axe Neutralite. Olgrim could have done it too.
It's the team play, Taza. It's working out better here.
Oh, that's right. Well, there goes the double knockout for Spyrox. But only after taking a ton of damage here in the situation. Koko trying to make up for it. Gets an X recovery. Jakeyy goes flying forward that side zig, and a punish from Spyrox begins. Let's see if Blitz is able to get back down here. We saw a similar game state in game 1, and then Koko and Spyrox just destroyed Blitz, brought Jakeyy into a 2v1, and that was it for game number 1. Let's see if they can do the same thing here in game number 2.
It's a lot more of a grounded game, though, from Red Team. Blitz, full control of neutral. Really just poking and prodding Koko at this point. Jakeyy good to confirm away Spyrox second stock, bringing them down. It's an even game thus far, but Spyrox with this setup could very well remove Blitz's second stock, and it looks like, yes, it will. Koko's the only one.
Yeah, he's weapon starving as well with the stock, which I think is a good use of his time. Jakeyy gets some unarmed. Okay, go for the third recovery. Why not? I think he really banked on that second one knocking out. Okay, gravity cancel D-Light into the recovery there. Will definitely do it. Even game across the board. Let's see who goes down first. I feel like Blitz and Spyrox have been the weak links so far in this particular matchup, but really it's just whoever loses harder at this point. Everybody's kind of hitting. Oh, okay. Team combo opportunity. Blitz starting to dribble with the dare.
Good disengagement from Jakeyy. Going back in with the Sair. Forcing Koko back over to the edge. Red and orange across the board outside of Blitz.
Ooh, dodges the down sig.
Good setup from Spyrox, though. Racking up that nair damage against Blitz. Cider doesn't connect, though. Koko with the follow-up. Looking good. Jakeyy essentially disengaged, just waiting for a weapon to come back, but he's weapon starved out. He doesn't want to engage into a fight unarmed. And this is a full weapon starve from blue team. Blitz is taking damage in the meantime in the 1v2. Battle boots back.
Recovery hits. Jakeyy gets to wake up Silent, but nothing else after it, and Blitz just tries to cover in case there's an alley-oop coming through. This is a one-hit game, Keg. This is rough. Yeah, falling Cider doesn't get the recovery read. Blitz looking for his own Sair's weapon throw, does not connect. He gets sent up towards the top of the stage, and Jakeyy has to come back eventually. Sidelight comes through, Chase dodges around with that drifting Sair, and Spyrox the first to go down. Koko now in the 1v2. Jakeyy and Blitz gets that Cider into recovery. Can Koko land with the Cider to get the knockout here? I mean, everybody is one hit away. Neutral light comes through. That's it. One more end light could do it. Picks up the lance after the weapon throw. Neutral light again, but that's not enough damage against the Bryn. Goes all the way up, forces the dodge.
Oh, the weapon throw into the clash. No way.
Oh, but the perfect weapon spawn for Koko. Let's wait for another weapon spawn coming through. We see Koko just setting everything out. He might just go for end lights for the rest of the game at this point. We saw this similar state in the previous game before. How does Koko keep getting into this situation where he's weapon starve end lighting against no matter what team he's against? He's just going to do it. There's the end light again, and Blitz sent flying. That's 3 games in the last 4 where we've seen Koko in a 1v2 where he just end lights everybody off the right side of the stage and then wins.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to. In these 1v1s, we're seeing Koko just bluff everybody out. At least Blitz was also bluffing, just looking for the setup, maybe for either unarmed nair or into a recovery. Neither one of which came out from either one of those players, and so it just allowed Koko to play a little bit more on the back heel, weapon starve out, get the weapon advantage, and then eventually, like you said, go for the end light and take them down. I gotta say, you don't want to go for those 1v1s against Koko here, because like you said, 9 times or 3 out of 4 times you're going to win that out.
Yeah, and so now that their backs against the wall in this 2-0 situation, Spyrox or Jakeyy and Blitz actually, they banned Spyrox and Koko to an interesting set of maps. They left them with Western Air Temple, Miami Dome, and Small Fable, which is like, they were basically saying either we get one giant plat or you choose from the dual plats. And so out of the lesser of 3 evils, in the case of Jakeyy or in Spyrox and Koko, they end up going to Miami Dome here for this game 3, where Koko and Spyrox, unlike the first time that they ran into Blitz and Jakeyy, are 1 game away from knocking them out of the bracket and getting in the top 4 here.
Oh, Oh, and this is just a brawl fest all over Miami here. Very hard to find any sort of starter combo here. Double gauntlets now out alongside the battle boots. Recovery from Koko, though, looking fantastic against Blitz. Blitz is going to keep jumping around, looking for any sort of mainstay potential there, but the weapon throw doesn't find much. Does allow the respawn back into the gauntlets. This seems to be the more preferred weapon. Well, until it's lost. But the Spear hasn't really found anything when everyone's hopping around looking for Sares.
Yeah. 6 stocks to 5. Let's see what Jakey's able to do with the boots here. He has been favoring them more. Okay, Spyrox tries to catch that landing with that down sig, and Jakeyy doesn't let him have it. Dash jumping left and right, goes for the side air. I think that's going to be it. Yep, off the down light. Nicely done. Side light there that time. Double knock on both sides, just kicking both opponents off the side of the stage, and Jakeyy takes the lead here in game number 3. A very critical lead considering how far down they are in the set, and he still holds on after getting hit by that strong hit of the attack.
I mean, Miami's a much more closer condensed stage, and you can't really, Sair underneath it with any weapon. How do you feel about Koko with Lance here? Do you think it takes a little bit too much setup and too much space for a stage like Miami?
No, I think it's perfectly fine as long as he opts for going for side light nair chains, where he ladders them up towards the top of the stage instead of trying to do any of those things that are very left to right, like I think if you think about Lance with just the Sair, down air, strings, yes, the point that you're making is quite good. But Lance is very good at laddering as well. But now he's off of that, over onto the axe, and sidelight nair will always send people up towards the top of the stage, although he misses that one. Only got the sidelight and that true combo. Oh.
This is Gauntlet City.
Yeah,
and Koko's the odd one out.
Yeah, neutral light's hitting all over the place. Another nair comes through. Can he do it? Oh, they're really trying to go for the neutral stick read there. Okay, gravity cancel down light side air, but Koko gets the alley-oop, and somehow Spyrox goes down. Jakeyy goes down at the end of his own successful combo. Can't feel great about that one, and now he's on tournament stock.
Spyrox tries to go for the ground pound. Unable to find much. Great punish from Blitz. Jakey's there for the safety just in case something does go wrong for Blitz. Speaking of which, though, final stock now for Blitz and Jakeyy. Potentially here in the elimination bracket.
Oh!
Jakeyy goes up so far.
I can't believe he didn't go down.
Look at the damage applied.
He's gravity cancel sidelighting towards the top of the stage there too. Finally manages to land onto the stage. Koko goes down to his last stock. Jakeyy, where are you going? You have no dodge. Sidelight hits. That was the craziest bait ever. Okay, the side air works, and I can't blame him. He makes it work, and now it's one stock across the board. Jakeyy the most damage on the screen, but not so damaged that he can't make it happen in the boots. All the way with the recovery. Oh, I thought Spyrox was gone.
I feel like Spyrox hasn't taken enough damage yet. If it was any shade darker, possibly. Oh, Jakeyy has a great starter here. Side of the stage, different story though.
Koko gets ground pounded, but Jakeyy has no jumps. He has to dodge back to the stage. He doesn't have the drift. He does. He saves the recovery to the very end. Manages to hold on to play a little bit longer, but he's so close to going down there. Spyrox is able to find one neutral sig, one side sig. He might just be out of the game for good. Sidelight's there. Jakey's out of there. And now Blitz has to fight the 1v2 to stay in the tournament.
Blitz has to hold on. Any weapon at all, but being completely starred out, it's not an option. Until now, the Spear is back. Weapon throw, it's a risk.
Oh, and that Miami Dome platform light working out there. Spyrox trying to catch one of those drop downs at the down lights, and Blitz won't let him have it. Just taking their time, waiting for Walston to come through. Silent no recovery. That's it. Koko and Spyrox get the 3-0 over Blitz and Jakeyy, winning the rematch very convincingly and going into top 4 here in the Summer Championship. Very well played coming out from the Wushang and Ulgrim team comp.
It's wild to me that it's a 3-0, and I think if you just purely looked at the stats board, you'd be like, oh, that was a really dominant game. But every single one of those games